Hope you had a great weekend. I want to get you your first travel weather forecast of the week this Monday evening, October 6th. We'll be looking ahead to Tuesday as well as the rest of the week, and we're going to start with those of you who are flying, but I've also got your Caribbean forecast for those of you who are going to be on ships as well. So in the area of flights and airports for Tuesday, it starts off with some thick fog in South Texas and South Louisiana. So we might be seeing some delays through mid-morning or late morning in the Houston metro airports as well as around New Orleans. As we get to midday, scattered thunderstorms are going to be coming through areas of Kentucky as well as crossing over into southern Ohio. So Lexington, Louisville, Cincinnati Airport could be impacted with storms as they'll be on and off through the day. That same system is a front, and it will hit Wednesday, the Mid-Atlantic, and the Northeast. So if you're flying on Wednesday, this could get in the way or cause some small delays, and I want you to have a heads up about that. And of course, I'll be posting each morning what actual delays we're seeing on my YouTube as well as my X channels. And then the area of Florida where we've seen off and on storms in the Bahamas and Floridas, that continues each and every day this week. And we'll talk more about that in the ports as well. As far as getting out on ships, or if you already got on one this weekend and now you're starting to hit your ports of call, we are still tracking Invest 95L. I'll show you the maps in just a moment, as it is expected to become a hurricane around Wednesday. Karen is the name. Yeah, really. Hurricane Karen is our next one up. There is above average confidence for now that all the models have pretty good agreement. This curves just before reaching the British and U.S. Virgin Islands and, of course, Puerto Rico. We'll end the forecast with what looks to be a hybrid storm, possibly some tropical characteristics, probably some extratropical characteristics that will form right off of the coast of South Carolina. And why this will be important is it will ride up the Mid-Atlantic as we go through the day on Thursday and Friday. But I think Saturday and Sunday, especially Sunday, watch out if you are in ports or taking flights in New York, the boroughs, Long Island, Jersey, any of those area airports. We could be seeing some impacts as winds are going to be quite high. Again, I'll show you momentarily, but I definitely want to give you that heads up for those of you who are headed out later this week, whether it's on a ship in the ports in the Northeast or heading out on flights. So first and foremost, let's get you a quick look at the ports around the Caribbean. We will find on and off storms just like Florida in all of the Bahamas as well as Puerto Rico. We'll see some around 40 to 60% coverage in the northern parts of the Caribbean. Seasonal temperatures, 86, 87 for a high, and seas will be running a very comfortable 1 to 3 meters, or around 1 to 6 feet is going to be the range over all these forecasts. So nothing is standing out as really rough seas in the Caribbean this week or of major concern. Of course, seas will kick up as 95L does get closer to the northern Lesser Antilles. But in Jamaica, Ocho Rios, and Falmouth, around 88 degrees, 50 to 60% coverage of storms, and a nice tropical easterly wind. Dominican, same thing, and over in Great Cayman, close to 90 for our high temperature. In the west, your Cancun, Cozumel, Costa Mayas, even down in Honduras and Roatan, we will be very similar with on and off, heat of the day thunderstorms possible, but not looking at rain all day. This is more of just strategizing late day with some storms moving through. Otherwise, high temperatures, again, around 90. And then finally, in the south and in the east, we're going to be looking at mid-80s in Barbados around Bridgetown. Aruba is one of our hotter temperatures at 91. And around 40 to 50% coverage of storms. Again, none of these seas are concerning or worrisome for your Tuesday. Now, I want to talk about that system and what we are going to be seeing. It's this one right here, as you see way out there, that Thursday and Friday, it's gaining strength. Tropical storm, probably by Wednesday, hurricanes, Thursday, Friday, in that time frame. And it does look to be curving up to the northeast as we go through your Saturday and Sunday. And there's pretty good agreement in the models that it does this. In fact, I want to show you just a quick look as to what that will actually look like. For the model agreement, you can see in the next couple of days, very tightly aligned. And while there's some separation approaching the British and Virgin Islands, almost all of them are curving before reaching that. And also, as far as the strength goes, as I mentioned, 36 hours, we're likely looking at Tropical Storm Karen, and over 48 to 60 hours, somewhere reaching that Category 1 status, trying to get up to Cat 2 or Cat 3. And I think there's a decent chance that that could happen. So one other thing I do want to show you as we go through our next couple of days, and that's going to be watching what we will find in this coastal storm right here. Those of you around South Carolina, it develops there as we get into Friday and Saturday, and you can see the curvature right here. You'll start to see the spin up, and it will ride up the East Coast. High winds in the Chesapeake, the Delmarva Peninsula, and the beaches as we get into late Saturday. But it's really Sunday midday right here. These winds hugging the New Jersey coast, moving up into the New York Harbor and along the beaches of Long Island, are down in that 50 to 54 mile per hour range, or 50 to 54 knot range, with us seeing again some very high winds. I wouldn't be surprised if we topped out one or two of them in the low 60s. So I do want to be mindful that that is a possibility going through the next couple of days. But that is where we're at for tonight's briefing. We'll have some updated graphics again as the morning rolls along Tuesday, and I'll see you tomorrow evening with another fresh take of your travel weather forecast. In the meantime, hope you have a great evening. It was good to see you. And if you have any questions about any of these forecasts, you can drop a comment. Let me know your flights, where your destinations are, your timing in your days. Same thing for cruising, which ship, which ports, and anything you're concerned about. I'll dig into that, and I'll get you a personal forecast and be your personal travel meteorologist. So until tomorrow, have a wonderful evening.